Aloha, friends and neighbors. This is Rollin Frost, Kona astrologer, eking out a living here in Hawaii like the rest of you. We're going to go through the second week in January and see what's coming up. Try to give you a little head start on your coming week. And I got some interesting things to share with you. So thanks for tuning in. And let's get right at it. What's coming up? Well, this week is full of things. Here's some notes. First of all, Venus is trining Mars, which means there's a touch of romance in the air. Romeo and Juliet, yes. The Sun is sextile Neptune, which means there's a lot of religious art, music, sensitivity going on. But Jupiter is squaring Neptune, so it's overdone, and there can be problems with Neptune. The big thing is Uranus is going stationary direct. For you on Sunday, just a couple of days off. 10:28 a.m. Uranus stops in the sky. Happens that that's on the 6th. On the 5th, there's a new moon. The new moon at 15 degrees of Capricorn sextiles Neptune. It means we're in for a whole month of Neptune stuff. You know, more movie stars, more delusionary reporting on the world, a lot of dreaming. That's the way I see it. Anyway, the important thing is Uranus is stationing, it's stopping. Yep, shaky. Earthquakes, tornadoes, things that knock your power out, things that remind you you can be all alone all of a sudden. Uranus is a higher consciousness planet. It rules the higher mind. Neptune rules the higher heart. And we got too much Neptune in our world these days. You just watch your TV a little bit. There's nothing but drug commercials on. See your doctor for this. Doctors are Neptune. Drugs are Neptune. I mean, everybody is doctoring and drugging out, and they're forgetting that our environment is about to kill us all. Yes, this whole business of global warming. Mr. Trump has foxed everybody and ignored it, and much to the consternation of any of us of higher consciousness. We all know this is a disaster. I used to have a little sign, never have so few done so little to kill so many. Well, that's Mr. Trump, his anti-environmental stuff. Gee, maybe I'll just give you a taste of Greta right now. Here's a real 15-year-old Swedish girl who went to a meeting where they were discussing what they should do about the environment, 20 nations or something. And Greta got up, and boy, she told them off. Check this out. Okay, there's her name. Whatever you use to search with, search for Greta Thunberg, and you'll get this delightful 15-year-old Swedish girl. And she walked right into that big meeting and let them have it. Greta told all these guys in suits and ties that they shouldn't be there, that they were cheating her of her future and their own children, and it's a pack of lies, and they don't have the courage to stand up. They shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be in office. They shouldn't be in authority at all. Cowards. She said this is for a few rich people so they can live rich.
With the words of 15-year-old Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg, who addressed the UN plenary session last night.
My name is Greta Thunberg. I am 15 years old and I'm from Sweden. I speak on behalf of climate justice now. Many people say that Sweden is just a small country and it doesn't matter what we do. But I've learned that you are never too small to make a difference. And if a few children can get headlines all over the world just by not going to school, then imagine what we could all do together if we really wanted to. But to do that, we have to speak clearly. no matter how uncomfortable that may be. You only speak of green, eternal economic growth because you are too scared of being unpopular. You only talk about moving forward with the same bad ideas that got us into this mess, even when the only sensible thing to do is pull the emergency brake. You are not mature enough to tell it like it is. Even that burden you leave to us children. But I don't care about being popular. I care about climate justice and a living planet. Our civilization is being sacrificed for the opportunity of a very small number of people to continue making enormous amounts of money. Our biosphere is being sacrificed so that rich people in countries like mine can live in luxury. It is the sufferings of the many which pay for the luxuries of the few. The year 2078, I will celebrate my 75th birthday. If I have children, maybe they will spend that day with me. Maybe they will ask me about you. Maybe they will ask why you didn't do anything while there still was time to act. You say you love your children above all else, and yet you are stealing their future in front of their very eyes. Until you start focusing on what needs to be done, rather than what is politically possible, there is no hope. We cannot solve a crisis without treating it as a crisis. We need to keep the fossil fuels in the ground, and we need to focus on equity. And if solutions within this system are so impossible to find, then maybe we should change the system itself. We have not come here to beg world leaders to care. You have ignored us in the past, and you will ignore us again. You have run out of excuses, and we are running out of time. We have come here to let you know that change is coming, whether you like it or not.
What Greta is doing and her friends, and it's spreading, is they're just not going to school on Fridays. They're going on strike. They're going to teach adults who are not being responsible a lesson. Hooray for Greta. That's a real Uranus. A real Uranus person. A real hero. Uranus rules mass media like television. And especially in Hawaii, if you notice, our television is a mess. It's largely due to Spectrum. Spectrum has charging us twice as much, giving us nothing, and there's no time limits now on commercials. All you get is commercials. What's more, I see they're inserting quietly almost inaudible phone signals. And you think it's your phone? No, it's a Spectrum commercial. Shame on these devils. You know, this is corporate, the worst kind of corporate stuff, destroying television. And here's a hint for some of you folks. If you want to tell somebody to watch the show on YouTube, yeah, you just go ahead and search Astrology with Rollin Frost on YouTube. When you get there, you click on video results, and you'll see all these little screens of all these programs. I mean, they got 500 of these shows on there. So you have to be discerning. The next step is, after you got video results, click on that. You go to the top left, there's a little box called Date. Click on Date, and it'll show, and then you'll get options. The last 24 hours, the past week, the past month, the past year. Click on the past week, and then you will get the proper astrology show with Rollin Frost on YouTube. If you don't go through that little date box, you know, you're looking at 500 random shows. That's what YouTube does. This is a serious station. Uranus has been here 2-3 times before. This is the last time it's going to station at 28 Aries. And so it's going to raise hell. And we're going to look at the astrocartography here. And I'm told that the kids all over Europe are joining with Greta and going on strike Friday, not going to school. I hope it spreads. It needs to. It really needs to. Now let's take a look at our sky mirror here and see what it's got to tell us, huh? Okay, here's the sky mirror. If you're in a Thursday show, the moon's in Sag, and you might be overdoing it. But late Thursday night, the moon hits the trine to Uranus, and you could be getting some good information about some of the science and the media. But what's coming up? Well, here's problems with Mercury Friday morning. And as you go into this new moon, notice it's on Saturn. We got a new moon conjunct Saturn. So this is not an innocent moon. This moon sucks. You could be depressed. It's going to bring cold and snow and ice to most of the mainland. This is not a good new moon, even though it has a nice sextile to Neptune. Oh yeah, boy, the Neptune people, the priests, artists, doctors, they're going to love it. You'll see all the movie stars out in the snow and the ice. But this is not good, folks. This is a tough new moon. And Pluto's nearby. So on Saturday, be a little careful. Don't go set some cement on Saturday. You look at things very carefully because you're on that new moon on the 5th. And Uranus stations on the 6th. So there's interruptions here. Even if you feel powerful, which you will when the moon goes by Pluto early Sunday morning about 2-3 o'clock, I wouldn't act on it because here's that square to Uranus on Sunday night, the 6th. And things will get shaky and there'll be interruptions. And yes, difficult. You could feel heroic. Here, Sunday night, Monday morning, here's a nice sextile to Mars. Get out and do something physical. But this is a shaky, shaky time. And we'll do a little astrocartography, see if we can figure out where all the shaking is going to be. Anyway, Monday the moon's in Aquarius. You'll feel pretty good Monday night. There's a nice sextile to Jupiter. Laugh it up. Yes. Who cares if global warming is false or not? Who cares, huh? We're making money. That's what Greta says. Boy, she sure sobers you up. I hope it's a new generation. Gives us all hope that Greta is there, you know? Yes, all the way through Tuesday. On Wednesday morning, moon shifts into Pisces. There's a square to Venus. We're very lazy. We want more sugar, more sex, but it's not happening. Sorry. The moon's in Pisces still on Thursday morning, the 10th, and it squares Jupiter. We overdo it. And then it conjuncts Neptune. And we're all very delusional, dreamy, kind of stoned. And it feels like authority is with us. It's okay if we don't believe in global warming. Yeah, it's okay if we follow Donald Trump and get more oil and coal and burn it up and sell it to everybody. It's okay. It's not okay, folks. No. Friday you might realize that with the sextile to Pluto. Moon's still in Pisces. Still a little delusional, but yeah, what can you do? Saturday the moon shifts into Aries, and when it does, there's Mars. You'll hit it Saturday night. You'll feel angry or you'll feel energized, but here's the square to Saturn late Saturday night, and it's going to get cold. There's going to be delays. There's some lunacy around. There's a new moon Sunday morning. So this is the difficult weekend. Don't be fooled. Here on Sunday, the moon squares Pluto, and there's a little panicky stuff going on because you're coming up to the square to the sun Sunday night, and early Monday morning, here's the square to Uranus. So this is a freaky time. Sunday night, the 13th, Monday morning, the 14th. Don't be fooled. Uranus is waiting there, waiting to shake you up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, here's a chart of that new moon, January 5th. And I set this up for my house in Kona, see what it's going to be like. And what's going on? Oh, look at that. Here's Jupiter opposing the rising sign. What's Jupiter? Jupiter is thunder, rain, lightning. Turns out it's a little worse in Hilo, and you're going to catch it on Maui. Looks like Honolulu might escape some of it. But this is a big deal, because this is on a new moon. And yes, so Big Island in Maui, lots of thunder, lots of rain. Jupiter is going to speak out. There could be some truth in this. He's also he's squaring Neptune here, so he's overdoing the rain. And that could produce some flooding in my area too. A little worse over in Hilo. Yeah, I think I better cover this before I get off into astrocartography and get lost in where the earthquakes are. What is this? This is the Alala. This is another case of Uranus gone bad. Uranus is scientists. Scientists always right? No. I've been working for 5 years, put out many videos that it's not a crow, it's a raven. It was not in the wild. It was a Hawaiian pet. All the Hawaiians had a couple of ravens in their house. It's the most intelligent bird in the world. Talks to you, cleans up all your garbage. Captain Cook reported on it. Yeah, so these guys were never in the wild. The Hawaiians died, some of them went up to the hills, and these government guys came along and picked them up, and now it's their rice bowl. Rice bowl? What do they mean, Frost? I mean, these guys are making money off of a big project trying to put these Hawaiian ravens in the forest where they don't belong and they can't live and reproduce. No. One dies, what happens? They say, oh, well, it might have been the feral cats or the mongoose predators, you know. What's going on here? What's going on is it's a little collaboration between U.S. Fish and Game Wildlife, the State Department of Land and Natural Resources, and the San Diego Zoo. And they're just, 10 middle-aged ladies got a grant, and they've got the smartest bird in the world. And they are building big projects out of it. Yes. And look at what they say here. Recovering it in the wild will take many years. And the Alala project remains committed to the future. Many years? These guys have set themselves up with a job for many years, killing the smartest bird in the world in their ignorance and their insistence it's a wild bird, whereas they all know better. I've sent them all videos and letters. All these guys know better. They know that the Alala was a Hawaiian pet in the house, and the goose was in the yard and took care of all the garbage, both of them. But they persist, and they go on for money. A lot of scientists are like that. Uranus gone wild. It's like Spectrum. Oh yeah, here's 400 channels. None of them are worth a damn. They charge you too much, and then they give you all these commercials with doctors and drugs, and it's a horror story. It's a con job. Uranus is conning us with Spectrum, and Uranus is conning us, a con job with, oh yes, let's put the Hawaiian crow out in the wild. What a beautiful project this is. It will take years. Gee, spare me. Okay, there are generally 4 places where Uranus acts up in the world, and I marked them out here for you, but then I messed this up. Let's work on the screen. Okay, here's a map of the world, and I've got the January 5th new moon on here. And make no bones about it, when you have a new moon or a full moon, gravity gets pulled very strongly in one direction. So when Uranus stops, it's going to produce earthquakes. Probably some you'll remember a long time. And one of the reasons is because the sun and the moon and Saturn are all pulling in the same direction on the crusts of the earth and move them, and that's how earthquakes happen. So I've got 4 areas I'm going to point out to you that are very likely to have some unforgettable shakings. First is the Ivory Coast. And the reason I'm focused here is because not only is Uranus making a fuss, and it is on the descendant, it's opposing the chart of the rising sign here, but we've also got the North Node on the top of the chart, which means the South Node's on the bottom, which is your home. So here we've got people who are feeling very alone, and they fear the earthquake, and their home needs help. And this is what we call the Ivory Coast, and it does have a lot of earthquakes here. So we're going to have a biggie, and I hope you guys are prepared. Okay, here's a second area. Now, this one runs right up this little coastline of India here. The dotted line is Uranus on the IC. That's on the bottom of the chart. That's on your home. That's having your home shake, having the ground shake and shift. And that's, you know, the worst thing in an earthquake, huh? Is to have Uranus on the bottom of the chart. Huh. At least it's opposing over there on the Ivory Coast. Now here's the North Node. The North Node is opposing the rising sign here, which means the South Node is on the rising sign. The South Node is I need help. I've got that South Node on my sun right now, and I need help, I'm telling you. Now the thing about this is the I need help line runs up through here. And there's like 1 billion people living right in this notch. So if we have big earthquakes along here, chances are tsunamis are going to catch a lot of folks here. So this is another major danger zone here. Yeah. Now this third zone is weird because here's Uranus on the rising sign. And here's where it intersects. The South Node is on the public side. It's on the midheaven. So this is, we need help in public where these lines intersect. It doesn't appear to be land here, but there's actually a ring of fire islands all through here, and there's crustal. If you look at the plates, there's a thing that goes up right here. And this is a very prone area to things happening. And we're going to see some action here, because it'll be very public, because the South Node is on the midheaven. And people will be all of a sudden out of homes and stuff through here. Let's not forget our little islands here. And here you can see Jupiter opposing the rising sign, and it's going over by this side of the islands. That's why I say Hilo side, and the more eastern islands are going to get the brunt of Jupiter. Thunder and lightning I love thunder myself. This is Jove. This is Shock, the rain god. Jupiter. Going to tell us some truth about something in Hawaii. Okay, here's our fourth danger zone. Runs right up through the middle of the USA. Well, I don't know the ground there well enough to predict, but between Guadalajara and Mexico City, there's a lot of volcanoes, up through near San Antonio, up through, right through the midsection of the country. It's Uranus on the midheaven. On the midheaven means it's going to be public. You're going to see this on your TV. What? Well, could be tornadoes. Yeah, but here we are in the middle, in January. More likely there's going to be some quakes. There are some big faults through here, and we're going to see some action. I got spiritual on you on that last show, huh? I hope some of you tried to meet Mother when she was on the No Shadow place. I did. I stayed up real late. Of course, I got some health problems now that are haunting me, forced me to stay up. So I got to meet Mother, and whoa, wonderful time. That was a time when she was at the latitude of Hawaii, and doesn't happen too often. And so the old religion, the sun's the father, the moon's the mother. And these were real astrologers. Jesus knew about it. You've been conned by Neptune. Your religion is a fake, just like your TV spectrum is a fake, just like the Allah people are fakes. Our world is so full of fakery, it whoa, makes you want to leave. I can't. I'm guilty. I need to help Greta. I was working for Dow, getting more oil out of the ground. I was a stupid 20-year-old and did things that, I'm ashamed of now. So I'm going to stick around as long as I can to help. Yep, the chart of Ben Franklin and mine are almost identical.